You've spent 9 hours on your phone today and 7.5 of them were on social media. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to take a month or any kind of long-term break off social media? Considering you probably landed right here on this video because you were spending time on social media in some capacity when you probably have something else you should be doing instead. I'm going to assume yes, the idea has maybe crossed your mind. Well, same. So I did, kind of. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things I learned from taking a month off social media. Perhaps these lessons will help you to consider whether or not you want to do the same. Watch until the end of the video to find out. Hello, lovely people. My name is Allie K. Campbell. The K stands for Kablooey, a delicious blue chewing gum that will be sold on Earth, the planet Earth, between the years of 2047 and 2051. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, where I talk about getting real, having fun, and living sober. Today we're gonna be getting real, and maybe we'll have a little fun. Jury's out whether or not we're gonna stay sober. I'm just kidding. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get new videos on a bunch of different topics every Sunday, maybe even more often, probably less often. And if you would like to support this channel, aka me, keep the light on over here at Studio Campbell, you can buy me a coffee through the link in the description of this video. And with that, let's get to the 5 things I learned from taking a break from social media. Number 1, people actually kind of give a call me a cynic. Did you do it? Thank you. But I didn't really expect anyone to reach out or to offer support or even like, hey, see you later, like have a good, like I'm leaving university for the summer or something. Yes, I was one of those people who announced my temporary departure from social media. Why? Mostly because I create content consciously. I'm a content creator. I don't find it professional to just like drop off the face of the planet. My boss is a real I'm my own boss. But I was probably more surprised by all of the support and people giving a shit because generally speaking, I give few just kind of assumed that everyone else had the same amount of to give as I did, which was incorrect. A pleasant surprise. And this is kind of twofold. Yes, I'm definitely speaking about my digital community, the people that I follow and follow me, the sober digital world, recovery internet, whatever you want to call it. But I'm also speaking about my real life people. However, my real life people, like, it's not that they weren't supportive and that they don't give a but most of them have known me well over a decade or my whole life, bless their soul. They're kind of like just used to me making kind of like big, it's not a big decision, sweeping decisions on a whim and then just diving right into it. Ask my mom. Nothing I do surprises her anymore. Not that this is a big surprising thing, it's whatever, but social media is so pervasive. It's not totally out of the realm of possibilities for people to hear that somebody's taking a break and be like, oh, you're kind of just like, okay, Allie, whatever. My digital people were really, really cool and really supportive about it. Well, most of them. 98% of them. Some people were like, where the are you going? And I was like, who are you even? Who? But it was nice because it actually like made me feel a part of the sober digital community at large in a way that I haven't in a while. I've been feeling very like disconnected from it and kind of even bitter's not the word, jaded. Been feeling a little bit jaded from it, so that was a nice reminder. And it kind of like made me more excited to come back, if that makes any sense. It does make sense because I said it. That was my first lesson. People, even the ones that are digital that I've never met in person, they kind of give a shit. That's pretty cool. Number 2, replacing the habit is key. So this isn't the first time I've taken a hiatus from social media. I was already kind of aware of like the roadblocks and the difficulties that I was gonna come up against once I was taking this break. Namely, my habitual tendency to go on social media, especially at certain times in the day. Like for instance, waking up in the morning, the first thing I usually do, a nice, relaxing doom scroll through Instagram. Or if I'm going to the bathroom, I'm talking like number 1 and number 2. Gotta bring the phone with me. God forbid I was just like hanging out, taking a piss and not reading somebody's sobriety day count while I did it. Point is that I had to delete the apps altogether to remove the temptation from me. What I actually ended up doing was still doing the habit of clicking on an app and engaging with it. I switched the social media apps out for more beneficial apps. Took the apps that I should be using more often, put them in a more visual place on my phone. Instead of having like Instagram and TikTok on my like first page of my iPhone, I put like Insight Timer, which is like my favorite meditation app, The Pattern, which is an astrology app, way better than CoStar, but not sponsored here, not yet. And just kind of replace them. So if I still had that tendency to click in those times throughout the day, at least I wouldn't be clicking on social media, right? So yeah, I got rid of all of them. I got rid of Instagram, I got rid of TikTok, I got rid of Reddit, I got rid of YouTube. I didn't get rid of Facebook because I never had Facebook downloaded because I do have some level of self-respect. Once the act of not going on social media became more of a habit than the act of going on social media, it was actually super easy to keep up with. I'm not sure how long it takes to ingrain a habit. It might be like 2 weeks or possibly 30 days. That's probably where they get like rehab stints from.
Refuge recovery meeting starts in 2 hours.
I also started going to meetings again throughout this break. Alexa, stop. Stop. I heard you. I can't believe that's actually not even one of the lessons, but hey, it's a good one to throw in there. It ended up being really easy to not re-download the apps once I had them deleted and once I put different apps as a replacement to still satisfy that act of clicking and engaging, reading, whatever, consuming. Instead, I would like meditate or read my horoscope or my exes. I will tell on myself here, this is an honest program. Did sneak on to Instagram and TikTok a couple of times. I went on the web browser. However, it was totally different from what I would do when I had the apps downloaded. It was more conscious. I had to type in the website and I had to re-sign in. Relatively natural for me to just get off of them within like 5 minutes. I probably did that like a handful of times throughout the entire month. What I noticed there was that I didn't have this really strong urge to like stay on. I didn't have that experience that I sometimes have when I'm on social media or doing anything that I feel like I shouldn't be doing so compulsively that isn't bringing me any like joy. I didn't have that like, oh, just one more minute, just one more minute. That was something pretty cool to kind of observe in myself. Number 3, the third thing that I learned from taking a month break off social media is that creating outweighs consuming, at least for me. The way in which I use social media makes a big difference on the kind of effect it's going to have on my psyche and everything else that's going on up here and in here and over there. Despite a few little sneak here and there onto the web browsers, I can say with 100% confidence that I did not miss those mindless scrolls on Instagram or even, well, mostly just Instagram, honestly, at all. That was not something that I was tempted to go back to. And part of the reason, honestly, like why I even wanted to take this break again was because like, it's usually just like a bunch of either like an echo chamber of the same that I'm seeing over and over and over again, like, or it's like somebody just posting some self-righteous bullshit. The consumption aspect of consuming that media on whatever platform it might be, I already knew it wasn't really doing much for me, but taking a break from it confirmed it that much more. Also confirmed how much creating, whether that's on social media or not, but because I'm a content creator, yes, most of the time it is on social media, like this video or like my TikToks, anything like that. It confirmed that that was something that I did miss. That creating on social media or creating and then having to post on social media is something that brings me joy, is something that I like doing. I missed making videos. I missed editing videos. I missed finding weird ways to do trends. I missed doing that. Nothing is ever all good or all bad. A lot of people like to say, oh, social media is awful. It's not. It's a medium of communication. It's how you use it. It's what you use it for that makes the difference of what kind of relationship you're gonna have with it. It really brought into focus for me throughout this entire month. And that will bring me to number 4. Number 4 is you're not missing anything. I wasn't missing I'm not missing anything. I didn't miss y'all. When I returned, I am so shocked, not shocked, to say it was all the same song and dance. Memers kept meming and being anonymous little shitheads. Influencers kept influencing. People I went to high school with kept having babies. I don't think there was one piece of information that I truly like missed from not being on social. There was no FOMO. I mean, that says a lot, right? If you're considering taking a break from social media and you're concerned about what you're gonna be missing, I can tell you, probably not much. Probably not much. Finally, number 5, ultimately, generally, mostly, social media is just a distraction for me, probably for you too. Let's get real. I know this is not a groundbreaking revelation. We all, to an extent, understand that when we're on social media, we're just trying to distract ourselves from something else. I was able to like narrow down more specific reasons for my desire to distract myself with social media because I took this month off. What I narrowed it down to was, for me, there's 3 reasons why I go on social media, right? One is obviously avoidance/escape, meaning I just don't feel like being alone with myself, or I don't feel like mindfully engaging with something else, so I need to be mindless. And social media is the perfect place to do that. Just straight up consumption for the most part. Don't want to be alone with myself. I feel much more comfortable in the company of strangers' opinions and thoughts on the internet. It's fine. Fine. The second thing that drives me to social media is a desire to be entertained. Again, not groundbreaking. For me, the desire to be entertained and the desire to escape a moment are really 2 different things. For instance, I'm always on Instagram, but most of the time when I'm on Instagram, I'm on there because I don't feel like doing anything, like nothing. Scrolling on there and consuming whatever pops up on my feed is as comforting to me as like doing nothing, because it's that mindlessness that lets me kind of just like ugh. Whereas like entertainment, I'm going on there to consciously consume something that another creator has made, which is something, again, I learned throughout this past month that I do that most often on TikTok or YouTube. I really don't go on Instagram to find entertainment, because it's not very entertaining. It's not a great place for creators. It's a great place for consumers. Take that, Zuckerberg. So both of those things are forms of distraction. One is a little bit more benign than the other, if you ask me. And the third reason that I find myself going on social media, part of the 5th lesson I learned, yes, it's a kind of distraction, but it is to create. It is to do something that I enjoy doing, do something that I love doing, something that brings me into a place of mindful flow. Like I said, editing videos, like creating scripts, like doing things like that is another reason that I will go on social. Not quite a distraction, because the intentionality behind it is to produce something. It's to create something, and the act of that like makes me happy. And I just want to say there's nothing wrong with being mindless. Being mindful all the time is, first of all, a recipe for failure. It's impossible unless you're enlightened, and even then. However, for me, I would much rather spend my time, if it's going to be dealing with social media in one way or another, I would rather be spending my time doing something that after I'm done, I'm not like, what the was I just doing for the past 45 minutes? Or, wow, that was a serious waste of my time. I want to feel good about the way that I spend my time, even if that means it is on social media. You know, like, I'm not sitting here saying, break up with all your social media. The takeaway here is that mindfulness is kind of key when it comes to this stuff. Taking that break was helpful in me understanding my own relationship with these platforms, having a better plan for how I want to spend my time on them moving forward. Which is why, hello, I'm making videos regularly again on YouTube, because taking that space from it and being able to say like, oh wow, I really miss doing that, allowed me get the focus to come back in and start doing it again. Oh, look at my man. Hi. Overall, it was a really positive experience, and I would suggest that anybody give it a try, even if it's for like a week, even a day. And it was really nice to not get those alerts from my iPhone being like, you've spent 9 hours on your phone today, and 7.5 of them were on social media. All right, everybody, those were the 5 things that I learned from taking a break from social media for a month. I would love to hear what you guys have experienced yourself, if you've done this, or maybe this has like sparked some interest in you to do it yourself. Drop a comment, let me know your plan. When you write down a plan, it actually makes it much more likely for you to do it. Science says that. I don't know what the source is, but I know I remember it in my noggin. I read it or heard it somewhere. Just don't take a break off YouTube, because I need your views. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you liked this video. That is pretty much it. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. It's been real fun, guys. Okay, my friends. Bye.